Oh, I mean, they have the #1 pass coverage in the league.
Duel for sure.
And that's going to take a hit now. It's just, it sucks.
James, you mentioned something 2 days ago. We were talking about the Dallas Cowboys. I think they're currently the best team in football. You agree with me, they're currently the best team in football. I know you're distraught. I too am. You said, and I asked, what's the only thing that can stop the Dallas Cowboys? We all had our different answers. We all had several different answers. But your answer was what?
Only thing holding them back is injuries. And they just lost one of their best players on the defensive side of the ball. And you got to understand that the Cowboys is playing really good defense, but that back end feeds off that front seven.
Yes, it does.
You know, and you got a guy in Trevon Diggs who's a ball hawk. So he knows, all right, Micah, Lawrence, those boys is going to get there in 2 seconds, right? So now I can be able to, you know, sit here on these routes, break on some footballs, and go make plays. To not have a ball hawk out there, that's going to be huge for this Cowboys defense. Not saying they can't, you know, put somebody in that spot to do a solid job. It obviously ain't going to be Diggs, but, you know, they possibly can rebound it off this because of their front seven, can get there. But this is a blow because you can't underestimate taking the football away.
Yeah.
And that is what he does.
Here's the thing. Now, sober minds must prevail. It's never good to lose an all-pro, ever. And Trevon Diggs is a 10-interception caliber all-pro. But if we can add some sort of sobriety to it, if any team was suited to handle this, it's the Dallas Cowboys. Daron Bland had 5 interceptions last year in the slot. He'll likely move outside. Jordan Lewis will likely move to the nickelback position. That's where he's most familiar. Remember, the Cowboys have the deepest secondary, I would say, at least at the safety position in all of football. Donovan Wilson hasn't played yet. He's coming back. Jaron Kearse plus Malik Hooker, they will both be present. Then on the front end, you've already talked about the Cowboys rushers. You got Micah Parsons. You got DeMarcus Lawrence. You got Dorrance Armstrong. You got Dante Fowler. You have a plethora of pass rushers that will compensate for the lack of the back end. But if anybody in football can actually withstand this gut punch, because it is a gut punch, Shady, I think it is the Dallas Cowboys.
Says on the beat, boy.
Cause he wanna light. Headlights, I've been whipping midnight through the city. I've been going through some things, tryna get my mind right. Push the bucket to the lip, push that bitch into the fence. Gotta get the full control, gotta get my mind right. Headlights, I've been whipping midnight through the city. I've been going through some things, tryna get my mind right. Push the bucket to the lip, push that bitch into the fence. Gotta get the full control, gotta get my mind right, yeah.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation? It's your boy DMV back with another one. Most of us, we already know that Daron Bland is the next man up as Trevon Diggs has gone down with an injury. We've already known about that depth. I think Acho did an excellent job pretty much pointing out that once the sobriety hits, you realize that the Dallas Cowboys are still built for injuries. They're built for depth, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Dan Quinn has a system in place where he knows how to use each and every one of his players and gets the most out of them. All right, and with Daron Bland, you have a guy who not only had 5 interceptions last year, but if we're talking about being that ball hawk, like James Jones was talking about, he had more interceptions last year than Trevon Diggs did. So what we're going to do here is we're going to show a little bit of film, actually from the preseason, because he took all preseason outside snaps, because remember when we still had Kelvin Joseph, we were trying to figure out if he could still play the slot a little bit. So while Trevon was kind of nursing a foot injury even then, Daron Bland in 2 of the preseason games started on the outside. So we're going to watch some of those clips. Also, I got a surprise for you at the end of this video for those that don't really know or that don't follow the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into it. And Richard Sherman and those guys tell it, we just putting in scrubs. We got to go get Anthony Brown back. Hell no. We got a guy with experience here. We got a guy with tenacity who knows what he's looking at. You know what I'm saying? Look at him just shed that tackle and come down and help. We also got a guy that's versatile. Remember, he's played mostly in the slot, so he's used to, you know what I'm saying, a whole bunch of different directions, a whole bunch of different looks. He's a guy that can line up in different spots. He can shadow people a little bit if need be. And, you know what I'm saying, be whatever we need to disguise to get that front seven home. He's not a corner that struggles with confidence, as you can see that solid hip break and recognition right there. He's definitely not somebody that's going to shy away from any challenge that you put out there. Is he a lockdown corner? No, he'll allow some catches every now and then, you know what I'm saying? But outside of that, what he makes up for is, you know what I'm saying, his run support, and he's going to jump on a few footballs. And, you know what I'm saying, as you can see, he's in that hip pocket right there if need be. He's a very, very solid corner. Very solid. I think Jalen Ramsey a while ago talked about the differences between him and Trevon Diggs, where he said that he was an in-phase corner and Trevon is an out-of-phase corner. So that means that pretty much it means that they're in a position to drive on the football a lot. So that's what we're not going to really miss with Trevon being out, because I believe Daron Bland is that kind of guy. But he, I think, actually helps you a little bit more in the run support than Trevon does. So ultimately he's going to be replacing Trevon, and we're just kind of switching roles where Stephon Gilmore is going to be the vet and he's going to be the number one corner now. But like I said, he's going to give up a play or two, you know what I'm saying, just like right here. And, you know, I'm not going to act like he's a perfect corner. He's going to, you know what I'm saying? But he has experience. Remember, this was my surprise. He started both of our playoff games last year. You know what I'm saying? The defense that stood up in the playoffs, yeah, he was on that side. So he knows what it's like to prepare for these teams, especially the 49ers. So these 49ers fans that are coming at me, guess what? He started against y'all ass. So I woke up this morning and, you know, I talked to my guy Rome a lot. And he asked me how I felt about it. You know, I think that Rome feels better because of how I felt about it, or one of the reasons that I feel about it. We know what Daron Bland is. We know that there's depth. And Rome had to talk me off the ledge because for the life of me, I was like, why did we keep Jordan Lewis and we let Isaiah Land go? Now the front office looks smart, and now I look dumb. Because now Trevon going out, Jordan Lewis goes in the slot, Izzy helps in the slot. We're still in the same position. The only difference is I'm not going to act like it's not a drop-off between Trevon Diggs and Daron Bland, because there is. You know what I'm saying? You got the premium, and then you got the light. Daron Bland is Trevon Diggs light. You know what I'm saying? He's not Trevon Diggs. He might. So this is what I tell you about Daron Bland. He's the type of guy that could possibly slide into the Pro Bowl because he's going to get you some interceptions, and he's going to be on TV all the time. It's going to look a lot better than what it is, but he's not Trevon Diggs. He's not going to shut down Justin Jefferson for a whole game. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to shut down the Jamar Chase. He's not going to do those type of things. But what he can do is be in position to allow that front seven to get home. He's solid. That's what Daron Bland is. And that's what we really need. We need solid. We're not going to replace a Pro Bowl or all-pro guy just like that. If that was the case, we wouldn't have signed him to that deal. But what Daron Bland offers you is a guy with experience, a guy that's solid, a guy that understands the system, a guy that the team trusts. That's most important. They trust him when things get tough. They trust Daron Bland. And us fans, we should trust him as well. And your opponents, you know what I'm saying? You guys could think it's sweet. You still got to go against that front seven. You ain't going to have time for them double moves. Good luck. Good luck on y'all's season. Because the Cowboys will still be the best defense in the league. And we will still be the best team in the league. And I'm out, y'all. Peace.